What's good, y'all? Jonny J here with another video. So, this is a different type of video. It's shot completely differently. I'm shooting this on my phone, and I'm just like want to do something a little different on my channel. And it's going under a playlist I have called "The Mind of Jonny J." And in this type of segment, I'm pretty much just going to be ranting or just expressing what's in my mind at the moment. Um, so this idea right here came from like one of the animes I watched called Berserk. I did an entire like series reaction watch with me on my channel, and I still have a few Berserk movies to go through. But I started thinking like about one of the characters, Griffith, and like the position he got put in at the end, where he pretty much sold out all his friends in order to get closer to the goal that he wanted. And I was thinking, I was like, if I was put in that position, would I do the same shit? And to keep it all the way 100, I might, honestly, because of like the situation I'm in. I really do not like the situation I'm in, and it's like I've done so many things to try to get out of that situation, but for some reason it's just not panning out. And if I can do something to get me on track to get to where I want to get to, then I might just do it. It's this whole like idea of like selling your soul. Would you sell your soul? And everyone's like, no, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't sell my soul to get to that point of like success or just freedom. And I think that's some bullshit. I'm pretty sure, especially now with like the pandemic and the way things went, or still going, a lot of people are in that need of desperation. And I'm not necessarily saying it's like complete desperation, but it's trying to get to another level that no matter how hard you try, you can't get to that level. You need a little like cheat code. Because a lot of people, to keep it all the way 100 with you, like a lot of people who are like at that top level, they've had like multiple cheat codes, or they've had someone that put them on that track, so it's kind of like trying to play fair in a game that it looks like it's fair, but it's really completely unfair, which is why like you get so many different phrases such as like selling your soul, or like going back to the success thing, or even like if you want to throw in like money or whatever into it, it's the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor type of mindset, where it's like, oh, we're going to do certain things to keep these people in power while other people are stuck in the position they're in. And it's always like that anomaly, right? It's always that one or two people that get put to that position of power, and they try to use that as, they meaning the people at the top, they try to use that as like an example. Say, oh, well, they can do it. And it's like, if you look at it statistically, that's like 0.000% chance of it actually occurring. So, going back to the whole Berserk thing, I think I probably would do it. Honestly, like sell my soul, or give up something that's seen as important to like a lot of people in order to get to this point where I'm just completely comfortable with my situation. But it has to be like a permanent type of comfortable. It can't be like some temporary shit. Like, you know what? It was damn, I can't think of the guy, but like it was like way back in the day. It was way back in the day. It was this I saw his documentary. It was on Netflix because I heard about the guy before, and he was like a musician. He was trash. This dude was straight up garbage, and like I think he's like a blues musician or whatever, right? And he was like, one day he just vanished. He just disappeared, and then all of a sudden he comes back down the line, and he's like amazing, and he makes all these songs. I think one day he like disappeared or some shit, and the rumor was that like he sold his soul in order to become that good of a I think a blues musician or just a musician. And you know, he has like multiple songs out now, like not now, but like you can like go on YouTube and look at it. I can't think of the guy's name, but he had like multiple songs. He has like multiple songs where he subliminally talked about him selling his soul. And everyone is like, matter of fact, if you've seen the show called Supernatural, like the early episodes, like it was like the whole crossroads demon. That's where that whole thing came from. So yeah, I mean, look that up. Like it was I can't think of the guy's name, but that was his story, you know. And that is like more of the temporary type of thing where it's like, all right, cool, it's gonna last for like a short minute, a couple years, and then you gotta check out. But you know, like, I mean, just for even that idea to pop up of like potentially selling your soul to get to, you know, a higher level just proves how unbalanced this world is. And you know, I'm a bit of a pessimist where I'm like, this world is so unbalanced, it's never going to become balanced and equal for everyone to have the winning chance, you know. So you have to do something to kind of even the odds. And you know, like I said, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would do it. You know, if you put them over there on the side, you bring them to the side and you're like, look, this and that and the third can happen, will happen for you long term. They'll do it, especially like I said, during this pandemic. A lot of people unemployed, a lot of people lost their jobs, and especially if you look at it, if that person has kids, they're definitely going to do it. And if you look at the numbers, right, the majority, at least in the United States, the majority of Americans are living check to check, and on top of that, I think they said the majority of Americans, if you hit them with like, I think $300 or $400 bill, it'd just screw them up financially. And that's just speaking from like a financial point of view, where people need some type of way to go to the next level, right? And like I said, people always want to bring up that 0.000 something percent that made it out. They went on they took the quote unquote right route and went and, you know, made it to the top. But that's like a very small percentage. So I guess relating this back to the, you know, Berserk series that I did, relating this back to a lot of the things on my YouTube channel, with the whole like Griffith thing. Was it really a bad thing that he did that? Yes, from a certain perspective. But then if you look at it from the perspective of, okay, he wanted this goal, I guess in his case, like a castle, a kingdom, and not coming from royal blood, it would have been damn near impossible for him to get it. No matter how long he tried, to keep it all the way honest, he could have got to a high point, but I don't think he would have gotten to the point of him completely accomplishing his goal. And then that stems all into like another conversation of like, if you get to a high point, but you have a higher point in mind, knowing that point may be damn near impossible to obtain, do you settle? And I think people just settle all the time, especially when it comes to just, like I said, success, or even when it comes to like, relationships and things of that nature. So, and I'm just like I said, I'm just an idea that popped to my head, just based solely upon like me watching that show, and just me looking at my circumstances I'm in now, and just where I want to get to, and me playing the game the quote unquote right way, but I have not gotten to that point that I want to get to. And it's super frustrating too when you see like a lot of people get to certain points that didn't go the right way, the quote unquote right way, and it's like, how in the hell did you get there and I went this route, you went the quote unquote wrong route, and you're higher than me, looking at it from just, the outside looking in. Maybe they might be fucked up in some other areas or some shit. Or maybe it might just be all on like some Instagram like flex and shit, but still it's kind of like, I shouldn't have to go through this at the level that I'm going through it at. And of course I'm not disregarding the idea of like struggle or hardship, but it should be a little bit more equal. And you look at certain things like job searches, right? When people over here looking for jobs pre-pandemic, and even like during the pandemic, and most likely post-pandemic, right? People looking for jobs, and like they meet all the requirements, and they go in for the job interview and all that stuff, and they just don't get it. It's kind of like, this is like my fifth, sixth interview, haven't gotten it. Can you tell me exactly why I didn't get it? And it's just like, we just chose to go with someone else. And it's like, I don't think it's that. I think it's something else, So that's where the whole like unequal equal thing. So I don't know. I just feel like it's certain things that should be done in order to like to truly make things equal. And I feel like I said, at one point, I feel like shit is so unequal that it'll never be equal. Like even when you look at like going to the job thing, like when you look at certain acts that have been put in place in order to kind of equal everything out, and it's just like, I don't really think that's helping too much. But I need something a little bit more like on the supernatural level. And you, like I said, it's super effed up, super messed up when you have to come to this idea of like quote unquote selling out in order to obtain your goals. And that sounds kind of fucked up, but I think the majority of people would do it. In the certain circumstances, may do it, probably will do it, but I have perseverance. I'll hold out if I actually see something moving forward where I'm like, okay, I can get to this point. And it's not like me going for something super outrageous over the top. Nah, I'm just more so going for comfortability and stability. Is that too much to ask for? I don't know. I have no clue. Anyways, this is the first of many rants. the first of many videos in the Mind of Jonny J playlist on my channel. But yeah, tell me you guys' thoughts. Be completely honest. Would you not necessarily sell your soul, but give up something of great value in order to obtain something of equal value or greater value? Long term, not short term. Short term, that to me personally doesn't make sense. But I guess if it's short term, hey, throw that down there as well, and tell me why. Because this is something that I just popped up in my head, and I was just like, looking at my circumstances. I just finished watching this anime that kind of dealt with obtaining a certain goal that no matter how hard you try, to some extent you won't get it. And it could be certain hiccups and hardships along the route that'll knock you down and make it harder for you to get that goal. And to keep it all the way honest, the way shit's set up in this system, a lot of the times you could try so hard at something and never accomplish that goal. That's another thing you got to consider too. So with everything in mind, would you guys do it? Comment that down below. Do all the typical YouTuber-ish. What all YouTubers say: like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, whatever. Follow me. Social media sites. You know, if you want a little bit more in-depth conversation with me, just hit me up on my Instagram, DM me. This is a interesting piece. Yeah. And that's in the description box as well. Anyways, this is Jonny J. I'm out.